Hi, welcome to Dice Control Dojo. I'm Phil and I practice every day and share my tips so we can all get better at the casino. Today we're talking about our consistency series. We're a few days out to go into a casino with a bunch of friends, and I want to talk today, what's your game plan? Going into Vegas or wherever you go, we talked about buddies and being casino ready, but today we want to talk about what is your game plan. And you're going to, this is going to be controversial because you're going to get a lot of people out there that say you got to adapt to the table. And I agree with you. If the table's doing something, you might need to adapt, especially if somebody's going on a long throw and maybe you're not betting on people and they're going on a long throw. You might have to slowly go into betting on that. We're not going to talk about betting strategy, but the most important thing is, what is your game plan going in? Because my game plan when I go by myself to a casino is very straightforward. I only play if I'm feeling the table is right, if I'm in the right position, if I can throw without a lot of distractions, and I have a money level. If I am up this much, I walk away. If I'm down this much, I walk away. It's so I don't consistently lose money at the casino. I have a strategy that my first 5 throws, I'm trying to get a sense. I know the table. The table is exactly like this, but there's people around. It's a little different. So I don't want to waste money on my first throw. So I'm having a pass line, a don't pass bet. I'm just getting I'm dead catting the first one. Then I'm trying to find my landing zone. And while I'm doing that, I'm seeing if my throw is consistent. Am I nervous? So my game plan when I get to a casino, hard 10, by the way, that was nice. When I get to a casino, is to make sure my game plan is okay. My first time throwing, especially on a Friday night, is the game plan is making sure that I'm not betting on myself until I get a consistent pattern down at the table that I feel comfortable. So my betting strategy is always kind of the same like that. But my betting strategy with my buddies is dependent upon how they're doing, right? I'm going to wait on a little bit, let them get some throws in. Then I'm going to bet a little bit more loosely with them than I would be strangers because I know them and I know what we practice every Sunday. So I have a good pattern. If I show you the numbers statistically of how we do, with us four going on a table, there is rarely a time that one of the four of us don't throw for a long time or throw enough to make us some money. So I like that. I like the fact that I can rely on these guys. If I threw a .7 because I was nervous or whatever, that one of these guys in our session is going to throw for a long time and we're going to make some money. So it's my strategy is kind of ebb and just kind of stay light. So I'm not losing a lot of money until one of us start hitting it big, and then we start that betting process that gets us up there in the high amount of money. Now, going back 10 years ago, our 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 progression of betting was very light and loose. We were very weak on our betting. And a lot of that was me. I'm a very conservative bettor. I do not like to throw a lot of money on the table. If I win $200, I'm the happiest man alive. But we're at a level now that if we're not making 1,000 or more in a session, then we're disappointed. So with that being said, you got to have your betting strategies down. I want to make sure while you're home, you're practicing that betting strategy. And I'm going to tell you, stick to it. I am not a big fan of adapting and changing based on what you're seeing with numbers, because I think if you statistically, if you stick with your betting strategy, no matter what it is. You're going to come through when somebody has a long throw. As long as your betting strategy is something that if somebody throws for a long time, you're going to keep making more and more money. So, without talking about strategy, it's just some funny things that's happened when we were at Vegas years ago and we're consistently on our phones. We were trying many different betting strategies, right? There are 500,000 betting strategy videos out there. And for a point in time, all four of us were looking up many different strategies. Hey, have you saw this one? And did you do this one? And have you played with this one? And on Sundays, we practiced many, many different strategies, right? And there's no one consistent one that's like, wow, that one works every time, right? There's some that you load heavy at the beginning, some that you sneak in, some that you progress, some, martingales when you're losing, then you double. There's a lot of strategies out there. But if you pick one that you throw for a long, long time, you're going to do better in the long run if you stick to that plan throughout Vegas. Because what is going to happen is you're going to have a couple beers or a couple drinks, right? You're going to loosen up. All of a sudden, the betting, or just for fun, you're going to be hot betting this and hot betting that, or doing some stuff in the middle here. You're going to be putting a horn high yo in just for the fun of it. Maybe you bet the field because this guy's been in the field for a while. So that's okay to have a little play money. Maybe set some aside for just goofy bets. And once that stuff is gone, you're done. But stick to your basic strategy. When you're throwing, you can't go and try and think of adapting and playing something different based on what you're throwing. Remember, it's still almost random throwing. It's dice control. You're not going to throw the numbers you think you're going to throw. No matter how much you set it, it's just not going to happen. Consistency. The consistency is throwing it the same way each time with the same dice at the same level. So I'm always going to have the 3s at top and the 5s there. I'm going to consistently throw it the same way. I'm going to consistently land it on the same spot. That's going to be where you're going to throw for a long, long time. Okay? So whatever your betting strategy is, stick to it. All right? Practice it. Get it down to a science. So your game plan is going in does not vary. And I started the story. We were practicing on our phones all these different strategies for years and years and years. And my buddy and I made the crucial, it was a life-altering way of learning what not to do when you go to Vegas. We're resting, we're taking a break in the middle of a round, and we're both on our phones practicing a different strategy that we had just heard from on some YouTube video. And we practiced it on this thing, and we're like, wow, this works. This is making money. Oh yeah, on my phone, I made money. Oh my God, we got to do that. So him and I go down with the other two, and we sit at the table. All of a sudden, the buddies are like, what are you doing? We had this wacky strategy going on with hops and horn high and field, and it was a crazy bet, right? And then in less than 20 minutes, him and I lost a lot of money really fast. We were both looking at each other like, well, we learned our lesson. It cost us a lot of money, but we learned our lesson. And our lesson is, whatever your game plan is going in, stick to it. Because for the first couple days, we were making money. We were doing well. We were making money. We were getting up. We're up, 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 up. And then we do this stupid strategy on one afternoon session on a Saturday afternoon, and we lost all our winnings. So, and then we're in the hole. We dug ourselves back out, but still, I truly believe you have to have this down to a science on what your betting strategy is, so that when you're throwing, you're not thinking about it. When your buddies are throwing, you're not thinking about it. You got a basic plan going down so that when your muscle memory on your betting strategy helps the dealers go faster. If you stick to that same plan over and over again, you'll be able to have more fun. You'll be able to have more drinks and food and have a good time without having to worry about changing things up and thinking, and then what's that going to pay. So having that game plan on what you're going to be betting and how you're going to be betting it is crucial to having a good time. The other thing for game plan is making sure your practice before you go. Muscle memory in the hotel room. Bring some dice. Get that muscle memory down before you go down each and every time. Making sure your food and drink are at a reasonable level, and get a lot of rest. When you're having a game plan with your buddies, make sure you have rest involved, because you just can't sit at that table for hours and hours and hours and think that you're going to throw consistent. You're going to get tired. You're not tired in the morning when you're practicing. You're not tired in the afternoon when you're practicing in front of the TV. But if you're at a table for 4 hours, it could really detriment your muscle memory, your mental game, and you're going to lose money, which is what the casino wants. So go take a break, get some food, rest, and keep your drinks to a minimum when you're at the table, when you're in the real betting strategy. When you're just goofing around, maybe at the end of the night, having some drinks, keep it light. That's great, because you want to have fun. So join me on my next video. We're going to talk about the day before. What does that look like? You're going to be flying out, or you're going to be going, you're going to be meeting your buddies. What's the day before look like? How do you get everything set so you're ready to go? So, as always, I don't talk about betting strategy, although this didn't seem like the right video to say that at the end. But I know that no matter what you're betting consistently, if you throw for a long time, you're going to make a lot of money.